What's up, everyone? Adam Dickert, Progress Realty Partners. Back for another round of Thirsty Thursday. What that is we're going to give you guys real estate knowledge, and while we're doing that, we're trying out locally crafted beers right here in New Jersey. This week, we're going to talk about the 7 most important items to look for when abstracting leases, and to help us get through this, we have Jersey Girl Brewing Rake Breaker IPA over in Hackettstown, New Jersey. Before we dive into lease abstracts, initial taste test. Very hoppy. Not bad, not bad. So again, we're going over the 7 most important items to look for when abstracting leases. Number 1, rent amount. What you're doing here is you're combing through the leases and confirming that the tenant is actually paying the amount of rent that you initially thought. When you receive that initial OM, maybe they're paying $10,000 a month, you want to go through and check the leases that they're actually paying that exact amount. Number 2, lease commencement and expiration dates. Pretty straightforward. You're confirming that the lease start and end date are exactly what you were under the original assumption of looking at the property. Number 3, co-tenancy clauses. Sometimes in leases, certain tenants have the capability to pay a reduced rent if, let's say, a certain tenant leaves the center, or if a certain percentage of the shopping center is no longer occupied. Perfect example, we're under contract on a deal right now. We have a grocery anchored tenant. They have a stipulation in their lease that the entire center must be at least 65% occupied. 65% of the GLA, the gross leasable area, must be leased for them to be paying rent. Number 4, tenant restrictions. Similar example to number 3, that same exact grocery tenant has a stipulation in their lease that there are no other grocery or food servicing items, like a grocery market or Italian market or something like that, can be in the center. They're the only grocery tenant allowed in that center. Number 5, expense reimbursements. What you're doing here, you're going through the leases, you're double checking what expenses that tenant is paying for, and also what they're not paying for. What exactly are you going to be stuck with on your plate as a landlord to pay as that expense? Not only are you looking for what expenses they are and are not paying for, you're looking to see if there's any sort of cap. Sometimes the tenant may have a 15% management or maintenance cap on their expenses. Number 6, go dark clauses. This outlines if and when a tenant is allowed to go dark. So they can vacate the property, they're still paying rent, but it tells you if they're allowed to do that and how much notification they need to give you. Number 7, termination clauses. This outlines how and why a lease can be terminated by either party, whether the landlord or the tenant may be in default. So to rehash, the 7 most important items to look for when abstracting leases. Number 1, rent amount. Number 2, lease commencement and expiration dates. 3, co-tenancy clauses. 4, tenant restrictions. 5, expense reimbursements. 6, go dark clauses. And 7, termination clauses. This is all very crucial information you want to have on hand as a landlord. Instead of sifting through a 200-page lease, in 2 years from now, you want to be able to look at a 4-page document, get all the vital information of the entire lease at a moment's notice. And as for this beer, a final taste test. Let's get to solid 8.2. Again, this is Jersey Girl Brewing up in Hackettstown, New Jersey, with the Rake Breaker IPA. Thanks for watching this week's Thirsty Thursday. I'm Adam Dickert. We're Progress Realty Partners. Catch you guys next week with a new beer and new information.